Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, so the snow and rain have stayed out of the forecast, but we're in for a cold afternoon at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the Pittsburgh Steelers. From up top, I'm Brandon Godden. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. And CD, defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, hope you're prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken at the 3. And good starting field position. They'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll have Matt Ryan calling the shots, the former MVP and third overall pick.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. On first down, Ryan. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, but it's going to be second down. Here's the offensive unit. Max's parents liked him so much they put an extra X on the end.
And they could do that because they saw something before the rest of us. They saw the potential of Max Williams, and it's coming to realization now in the NFL. A really good tight end with a little bit of speed.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. On the defensive side, this is the starting lineup for the Bills. We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 35. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw again is Ryan. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Ryan. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets him 6. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
So the next time we leave one of those coaches' meetings and we're walking out in the hall and you're like, how come we spend so much time talking about special teams?
Here you go. This is why.
This is why, right? And look, I'm right there with you. We hear it every time we meet with coaches, but it is a big part of it. And look at how early in the game this occurs. They block a kick, and not only does it set a tone, it sends a message for the rest of the game.
Yeah, so much for our first points of the game. So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal. Play action now. Rivers. And he's going to take a shot right away. And got his man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll run here with a former Steeler. This is Le'Veon Bell. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And
caught! It's the tight end, Kelsey. Touchdown, Buffalo. Travis Kelsey with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But when you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we've seen those teams actually get to the Super Bowl and occasionally win it.
Yeah, you think of the Giants a couple of times. Steelers have done it. You're right. It has happened and will happen more in the future, I'm sure. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the shotgun, Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Now a first down carry by Bell. Fighting it off. Still churning. The numbers for Bell on the ground of the game last week. There was no answer for him defensively. Over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns to boot.
And that was a fun film to watch because a few of those runs, it was apparent he was just not going to be denied. And his team is hoping that that carries over to this week as well.
On second down, it's Bell. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A gain of 13. It's a first down. Another fine carry from the NFL's rushing leader, and quarterbacks typically dominating the MVP balloting, but I think you got to give this guy serious consideration, don't you?
I agree totally. I mean, he's leading the league in rushing, and let's face it, partner, the running back renaissance in the NFL, it's real, and it's really helping teams along the way. He's a prime example. Got to give him strong consideration for MVP talk.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11.
Face mask. Defense.
So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. And now a jet sweep. This is Evans with it. And that one covered beautifully. The defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
It's second and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They'll run it with Bell. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to third and goal. Third and goal for Rivers. And that's knocked away and incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play, because if they get the stop and hold them to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
Tucker's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So he splits the uprights, and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying, thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4. They go play action with Ryan. Letting one go deep for Roberts. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 50 yards.
Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back nice gains, that one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, they obviously red man covers their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Ryan. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Tyrell Williams. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Bills. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. On 2nd and 1, Rivers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now Rivers. He's got Evans. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Rivers on first down. Throw left side complete. It's Bell. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 27-yard line. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Rivers now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Rivers, blitz coming, and down he goes. Christian Jones gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's fourth down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2. Got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim. And hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything?
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Derwin James with a pick. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And we put our focus now on Le'Veon Bell. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Brandon, after last week we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
On second down now, it's Bell, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing third down. The Bills with the football as we start quarter number 2. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. This will be caught at about the 5. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Steelers on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance of it. But 4th down, that's truly the moment of truth play, isn't it?
Everything's dialed up a little bit more. And, it's such a momentum play, isn't it?
Absolutely, because it can flip either way depending on who converts on 4th down.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close things down inside.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, it's Snell. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Now Ryan. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Pushing his way inside the 40. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Phillip Rivers now gears up to lead the offense on the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. 23 yards, the final tally.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically, but a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Now after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. Rivers. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Bell. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. Rivers now. And it's complete to Kelsey. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? A give to the tight end, Kelsey, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This is why I've never been a big fan of trying to get too cute down here by the goal line. For every one time something like this works, it seems like it blows up about 10 times. And sure enough, they'll wind up losing yards here.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Here's Bell. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Tucker's kick is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Okay, can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Steelers' offense now, they head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Seth Roberts, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. Remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Prater on to add the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Chris Carson trotting back out there. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Throwing, Rivers, caught, Kelsey, left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Rivers now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now Bell.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Rivers. Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. Have the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. This is Bell. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage, it'll be back at the 36. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
On 3rd down, Rivers. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 13-yard line.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Rivers now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Pulling a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down. Rivers, and he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will push the lead up to 5. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either way.
Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now it's Ryan. 15 yards on the play, first down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ryan connects it to Roberts, right side. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Throwing again. Ryan. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Give him 35 yards there on the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Ryan will throw again. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. 2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Throw right side, complete to Williams. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard, making it 3rd and 9. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. The 40, 20, 10, and he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick-6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick-6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Tucker now to add the point after. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Phillip Rivers who's up to his old tricks. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Again, it's Bell.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
On second down now, it's Bell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down on a gain of 10. With that run, double-check my math, yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 46. They'll try to throw here. Rivers over the middle to Evans. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. On first and 10, Rivers. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
180, black 15.
From the red zone now, Rivers. This will be caught at about the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the gadget play gets them into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Out right to Bourne. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Here's Ryan. And an alley to run. And now off to the races down the right side. And he is going to score. It's a pick 6 and a Bills touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that will bump the lead up to 26. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Ryan now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. The throw complete here to Williams. And he's got this down to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Ryan. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Ryan. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. That about a little curl there against zone. But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. On that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
You got nothing.
Again, Ryan. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. To throw again is Ryan. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Seth Roberts, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
Well, if you've got him in your fantasy league, you like his production, his second touchdown of the game. But right now, his team is trailing. Fortunately, he's playing pretty well, trying to keep him in it.
Yeah, they might need a little more from him here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to call his number. Right now, he needs his defense to step up and give him a chance.
Prater for the extra point, and that'll make this a 19-point ball game. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Rivers, and a catch right side by Evans. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now they'll try to sweep with Bell. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Bell. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a draw play. This is Bell. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On first down, Carson. The tackle there by Mark Barron. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, Rivers. Evans has it left side. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 16 yards, a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Check. Cross.
Now Bell. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. Le'Veon Bell with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Tucker with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a Le'Veon Bell touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Tyrell Williams heading back out onto the field now. All right, so let's look at these numbers. I don't want to read the tea leaves here too much, but maybe he's in his own head a little bit after that hot start and the cool-off.
Sometimes that happens, and this is where you get tested as a player in this league if you truly want to be an impact player or a star, because that's what they're going to face each and every game. Extra coverage, extra people. So now, do you fight through it? Do you find other ways? Or do you allow it to affect you to the point where you're no longer an impact on the game?
Looking to throw again on second down. Ryan, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Ryan, and he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
Well, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked something else. And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10.
58, boys, 58, Mike. So don't say nothing.
From the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Ryan. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Bell. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Yeah, baby! Yeah! 390! 380! Down! Behind!
Working out of the gun, Rivers. And it's complete to Kelsey. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
57 to Mike.
3 buzz, 3 buzz. Alert 3, alert 3.
White, 89.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Bell. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll keep it on the ground. Bell. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
Mike, 57.
Squeeze, double. Behind.
And now a jet sweep. This is Evans with it. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Round 80. Mike, 57.
Watch the run, watch the run. Check.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. A give to Bell. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Now it's Ryan. And my goodness, another interception. Derwin James with a pick. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Bell, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll give this to Bell running right. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we're in the era of wide-open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
2nd and goal. The lone man in the backfield, Le'Veon Bell.
Shift.
He'll get it up the middle. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that play. Well, they need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Rivers. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Brandon Cooks. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. That time a 6-play drive, and it culminates in a Bills touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. you're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Now the pass brought in by Roberts. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Ryan to throw. Got the connection here to Bourne. And a loose football. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ball game. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
They'll keep it on the ground. Bell. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a 3rd and about 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. The give is to Bell. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. Now Rivers on 4th down. And it is incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th. But they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
The Steelers' offense now, they head back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything homework for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal, and never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows, you may meet up with this team again.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Ryan. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring out the 3rd down. To throw is Ryan. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. Ryan. And this is caught at the 8. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bills, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.